genetic disorders can be cured for contributions, the range of contributions you make to your body. So do you consider something like Down syndrome to be a genetic disorder? And if so, how can such contributions reverse that? That is
What
times
the
21. Yeah.
what the experts would tell you is that it's heritage that creates Down syndrome. What the science tells us, when you just bother to look at it, is that you had a gene disorder at the time, not a permanent gene disorder. This is why families may have 4 children, have 1 with Down syndrome, and have 3 without it. So that in and of itself is enough to say genes are not the cause of this, because if you had that permanent gene disorder, every child you have would have Down syndrome. Now, here's something that I had to learn the hard way because I didn't believe this. About 25 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, somebody said to me that glyconutrients could help people with Down syndrome. I said, you're full of baloney. I said, when people have Down syndrome, it was a temporary gene disorder that created this syndrome. Syndrome doesn't mean permanent, by the way. What's a syndrome? Short term. Syndrome. The syndrome is now. Okay. They said, okay, you don't believe me, try it. So I tried it and never bothered to get that interested in it. And shortly after, about 6 months after, I met a mother from North Carolina that had a child with Down syndrome that was withdrawn, that was now in school, an A+ student, and fully functional, because she gave the child glyconutrients. Once I found that, I woke up, and I've been looking at that now for 20 years or more, and glyconutrients, and the best one on the market, unfortunately it's from one of these pyramid companies, but it's the only one that works like this, is called Ambertose from a company called Mana Tech. This is phenomenal. They originally got it from aloe, because aloe has these in it. You have to harvest it and put it into a pill. And now they get it from a very rare form of seaweed off the coast of Australia. This is phenomenal for that. Again, if you look at the work with but Glenn Dolman at the Center for Human Potential and the Better Baby Institute in Philadelphia, the work he does with changing mindset, and the Down syndrome children, phenomenal stuff. He should be given a Nobel Prize for what he's done for 55, 60 years. So combinations of these things, cleaning up the diet, and the most important thing starts with an L and ends with an E.
Love.
What is that?
Love.
Love.
Yes, and I've seen that. So I understand that parents, you're saying if you can have 4 children, 3 of them will not have Down syndrome, 1 will. I understand that's not permanent, but in a child to completely reverse Down syndrome, is that impossible?
Once again, for the
Really
last 20 years to 22, 23 years, I've seen people completely reverse it. Now, do they look different? A little bit, but not a lot. But have they reversed the symptomology of Down syndrome? Yes. Has it worked in every case? No. Because levels of commitment determine success, as you saw the football player.
All right, thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Okay, we're going to break for lunch.